Okay, hello traders. Let's have a look at the Forex market first. Euro is this is daily on the right, weekly on the left. You can see that we are in this little channel, chopping around. We're in a big picture. We're in a box, and on the weekly, we are pinched. Let's just drag this down a bit. Pinched in its pattern. So if we start to fall out of 110, then start to drop under these levels here, then that is toast. So it's pretty neutral. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's pretty neutral, although short term this nice little channel is still working, it's still in place. We're flat, but we're closing under the 20 EMA, so any highs into just above here will be ideal. And back into Friday's open at 111.30, I still think is a good level to watch out for a good short, to see if this can tumble down and we can get this these moving averages crossing to the downside. Let's look at the pound US dollar. You can see the chart patterns I've got here. This 130 effectively is a key line in the sand. If we drop underneath it, then we need to get a pullback and stay short. I actually think there's a chance this could hold, because this hammer on the 11th of July, I actually think this might just hold and give us a retest of, I think we could come as far as 135, 137 up to that Brexit close. We've not tested that yet, so that's where I would much prefer to get short. You can see my weekly fibs here. So clearly had a selling week last week, but we are effectively in a box as well on this lower level from 135 to 128. Would like to see that get higher so I can get short higher. As with the Euro US, yen pairs, pound yen. Let's start with the weekly, because this is right on the line here. You can see the chart pattern that drew us to fail down here. You can see we did break up here from December 2012. So this is a very interesting area for the pound yen, and we are holding, and we are very hesitant. So we've dipped down as low as 128.40 in this move, and we've been most recently been as high as 143.60, and here we are with this little trend line coming down where we're holding just, but with the moving average above us. So it's a tough call. The market's taking its time to work out what it wants to do. So I'm just that's what would I do with that? I would be tempted to try a long tomorrow, but it's a counter trend trade. It might just pop up to 136. Yeah, 136 is the key level of resistance. So I'd go half size if it made its way up to 136, and then go full size if I saw a sell signal at 136. Let's look at the indices. Dow is just sitting at the highs here. The weekly, I've got a fib extension at 19.1. The fibs taken from October 07 highs and March 09 lows. So the dips are still getting bought. We had nice non-farm payroll numbers on Friday. which took this market up to these levels. And now we need to see if we can get another leg up. In terms of waves, we've had 1, 2, 3. This is potentially the wave 4 down here. So we're in the process of wave 5. Let's see if it can break out here. It'll be a positive wave 5. There's basically no reason to sell this market at the moment from a fundamental or technical point of view. But the market's struggling with that because it is obviously high. Let's look at a couple of clean dollar pairs. This one, US dollar yen. We got a little sort of hammer-like bar last week, but you can see why this area is important. If the indices hold up, I think the indices will drag this higher. We could see at least 105, at which point we need to see if that can break up there. So I'd be a buyer at 101 if we see it, to see if that can push higher. Let's look at oil. Nice recovery, just coming into the daily 200. You can see we come off 50% on this last range from January lows and June highs. Hit 50%, we're pushing up, now hitting resistance, so we might well see 42.50 again before we get the next leg up. Gold. This is recorded, so anybody who's coming late, don't worry, it's all recorded. Gold is struggling. Dollar's gaining some strength, and this is really struggled. That's a nice. Let's look at the weekly. We effectively had a sell signal on the weekly last week, so any push into 1350 could be a place to get short. And if we come out of 1300, then this is potentially going to fall fairly hard. I can see this channel on the daily, so we've spent a couple of periods on the outside of that channel. So, and the bulls could still be in control if we close above 1350. All the time we're under here, we are struggling and could potentially just slide our way down to at least 1250. Hi Malcolm, good to see you. Let's look at the FTSE, because the FTSE is very, very interesting. If you look at this weekly, let me tidy this up a bit. So we had a good week last week, and we are potentially heading for 68.80. This 68.80 is the high of May 13. We had a lot of tests here. It's been a crucial number all through 2014. We broke through April 2015, popped our way back. So yeah, we're only 65 points off of that. Let's just see if we come into contact with that, and if we do come into contact with that, let's see if we get a nice sell signal. Daily is flat for the day. Yeah, this 6800 could be a problem. Let's see how we handle it. But yeah, we've had a big move from 57.35 up here. So my feeling is I think we may be in for at least a pullback. But the non-farm payroll has done a good job in propping this market up, and traders are not prepared to let go at this stage. So stay tuned. So that's Forex. So let's move on to the stocks. That's Forex and commodities. basic commodities. Let's look at some stocks I'm interested in. This is UK Legal and General. Now we've already had a good run. I've missed the party on this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing any drop into 200 on this one. There's some nice moves. It came out of 160, 175. So I would like to see some profit taking and an opportunity to get in at £2 in this one. Stock I've been in for a while is Stan. Still doing well. You can see from this weekly my next target is 760. But we are potentially due a pullback on this weekly. It's a very, very neat pattern. It's still holding up. This is a potential problem area, and we have come from 375. This is a very, very nice run. So I am sort of scaling in and out on this one. What I would like to see is a pullback to at least the bottom of the channel now into 580. On the daily chart, this just looks really, really strong. 590 is the key figure at the moment. Keep an eye on that one. Any stocks you guys are in? Then let me know. Barclays has had a good run. Barclays is picking up. We've got a gap here now, so I would look for a gap, a buy at 152. No stocks at the moment, okay. I don't think Lloyd's is looking okay here. I think this dip on the weekly, I think this is getting bought. And so that's, you can see the level that's holding, which is quite nice. So I would look forward to potential pushback to 80 on that. Put in a hammer on Friday, narrowly holding up. Not a great chart. So we could, we're going to be patient with this one and wait for a retest of 53 and just take a small position just to see if we can close that gap. What else am I interested in? Let's look at we've got a couple more here. AA in the UK. Looking forward to that one popping back to support. So I'd be interested in 250 at this one. Good solid brand. Struggling under that resistance, but I think we'll if we come back to 250 and hold, I think we could get to 3 on that, 300. HSBC is, so back to banks, sorry I meant to do this one before I moved on to that. This one's a bit of a runaway, HSBC. Good solid stock. You can see the breakout pattern at 480. There's the support at 420. Now we've got resistance coming in at 550. So I would like to buy a pullback. I would love to see a gap fill on that. So we get a bout of selling over the summer. I would be interested in that one. Right, bear with me 1 minute because I just had some spare charts. I've momentarily lost them, hang on. Right, I have to remember what I'm looking at because I've momentarily lost them. I was looking at this one. Okay, that one's already been well and truly underway. For some reason I thought that had a different pattern on it. Never mind. If you are bearish this market, keep an eye out on this one because this is really struggling up here. And if that breaks out of that chart pattern, I think that could fall quite hard. So I'm interested in that one. What else did I have on my list? Let me refer to this. See, this is a lot of charts that have had a good recovery after the Brexit, are hitting resistance levels now. This is layered. So I think that is a very, very strong pattern. So we pushed up quite hard from 275. So I'm just looking to see if I can pop higher and then pop a sell signal in. Because it's making a series of higher lows. And if we come back into this pattern and drop out the bottom, then I think that could drop hard. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because it's a nice evening and I want to get some air, and I can't find the list I prepared, so I'm going to save that list for later on tonight or tomorrow, and then come back over that. But so just to recap, just looking for any highs in the euro for a short, looking to see if the FTSE is about to put in a sell signal or if that's just going to keep going, and looking to see if the pound yen can pick up a few hundred points before we hit resistance and that gets another leg down. So that's what I'm looking for this week. If you've got any other ideas, then let me know. So unless you've got any comments now, I'll fold up and carry on the discussion this week. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for joining me, and see you soon.